Hi, this is Dennis Pethers with the latest news from the Rooftop. As we now get into January 2023, halfway through it already, and the rest of the year unfolds, it's been great to see God moving in different things that we've been involved in over the last little while. Just the week before last, I was in Berlin with Paul Grenier, the lead pioneer for Europe, and also some other pioneers that came to Berlin and others that we could connect with via Zoom. And we began to really explore how can we see a movement of God, disciple making, begin to happen across Europe. Europe is vast. It's also very complicated in different ways, and so we're really looking how can we do that. And it was great to be in Berlin. We were hosted in there by an international church called The Hive. Many people from across the world that live in Berlin, and it was really exciting to see that people from all across the world coming together to be with us for a day and to think about how do we really spread a movement of disciple making across Europe. And we've got lots of exciting plans for the future. We're going to be having a series of summits over the next couple of years. One of those will be in Berlin, but more of that a little bit later on. As well as that, it's very exciting for me personally just last week to be involved in a conference in Burundi. I didn't have to go to Burundi. It all happened there, and I was online able to speak into that. And the whole theme of the conference was how do we become disciples who make disciples who make disciples. And this isn't just happening in Burundi, it's happening across much of the world. But let me just read to you something that I received from Pastor Nestor Ndiziye. I always get that a little bit wrong, forgive me Nestor, who's our pioneer in Burundi. He wrote this to me soon after the conference in Burundi. We are grateful to our God for enabling us to keep going forward in his ministry. We closed our activities of seminars of 3 days that we had in Karusi provinces, and people in countryside, coordinators and I were very, very happy for the words and teachings that were brought. We welcomed 210 people in the seminar, and then we gave certificates to each one who followed and participated in the seminar. We faced some challenges of lacking electricity, and we hired another generator, but unfortunately it caused problems to the computer. We had to hire another one. There are so many practical problems like this in Africa and other parts of the developing world, and that's one of the reasons why we're seeking to provide our pioneers with better equipment all the time if we can. But he says we thank the Lord because we could continue until the end. And then he says the Rooftop ministry is growing in popularity and having a big impact in the country of Burundi. The teachings are changing and pushing pastors, bishops and leaders of churches to another level. And in that place we had people also from different provinces, and they welcomed us in their province to bring these teachings and sharing to them, especially in Mayunga province and other regions near the provinces. I'm planning the next seminar in Mayunga province in February, where we will welcome many people of different regions. It gives you a picture of what's happening in Burundi, in Central Africa, from one region to another. Nestor and a small team of people are travelling across the country and sharing the vision of the Rooftop, a movement of disciple making, disciples who make disciples. And that's something that's going to carry on across Burundi. It's also going to be happening in many other countries across Africa and Asia, Latin America, North America and Europe as well. That's the whole thrust now of the Rooftop as we move into 2023, equipping the church to become disciples who make disciples. And as a part of that, another thing I was able to do last week was to broadcast the first chapter of the new book that I'm writing called Discipleship. It's going to be out, I hope. Pray for me, please, by the end of March this year. But I was able to gather some people. They gathered online. We just broadcast it out, and I talked through the first chapter of a 12-chapter book, looking at what was the mission of Jesus and what is the mission of Jesus today, and how do we continue to join him in it. Please pray for me, would you? I'm going to be doing this chapter by chapter over the next number of weeks, and really trying to encourage our team, but also any other leaders that want to join, to think through how do we do discipleship. Not just talk about it, not just go to meetings, not just read the Bible and study it for our own sake, but how do we do it? How do we put into practice what Jesus said when he told us to follow him so that he would make us fishers of men, make disciples who make disciples. So as always, thank you for your prayers that keep us going forward, for your support and finance and so many other ways. Just wanted to give you an update, and I'll be back soon with more of what's happening across the world with the Rooftop. God bless you. Thank you so much.